In the heart of the city, amidst the concrete canyons and the endless river of people, lived a crow unlike any other. His name was Corvus, and he possessed a truly remarkable gift, or perhaps a curse. He remembered every human face he ever saw, from the hurried businessman with the crooked tie to the smiling child with a missing front tooth. Each face was a permanent file in his vast mental library. Most crows see humans as a blurry, indistinguishable mass, a source of discarded food or a potential threat. But for Corvus, they were individuals. He knew the woman on the third floor of the brick apartment building always left breadcrumbs on her windowsill at precisely 7 a.m. He knew the young man who jogged in the park every evening, his face a mask of determination. He recognized the street musician whose melodies painted the air with sorrow and joy. Corvus's life was a tapestry woven from these fleeting human moments. He was a silent observer, a feathered chronicler of the urban stage. His unique ability made him an exceptional provider for his family. He knew which food carts were generous, which trash cans were treasure troves, and which park benches were prime spots for dropped popcorn. One crisp autumn afternoon, a new face appeared in Corvus's territory, a man with cold, calculating eyes and a perpetually downturned mouth. He moved with a sinister stillness that set Corvus on edge. The man began frequenting the park, not to enjoy the scenery, but to watch. He watched the children play. He watched the elderly feed the pigeons, and most disturbingly, he watched the apartments across the street with a predatory focus. Corvus, perched high on a lamppost, felt a primal sense of wrongness. He logged the man's face, the sharp line of his jaw, the thin scar above his left eyebrow. He noted the man's routine, his dark car parked a block away, his habit of lingering just as the sun began to set. Corvus's internal alarm system, honed by millions of years of evolution, was screaming. A few days later, a little girl named Lily, whose bright, cheerful face was one of Corvus's favorites, was playing near the fountain. She was chasing a red ball, her laughter echoing through the park. Corvus saw the man with the cold eyes emerge from the shadows. The man's gaze was locked on Lily. He took a step towards her, his movements slow and deliberate. Every instinct in Corvus's body ignited. He couldn't let this happen. He remembered Lily's face, the way she would always look up at the trees and wave at him. He remembered her kindness. With a piercing caw that split the air, Corvus launched himself from the lamppost. He was a black missile, a feathered fury aimed directly at the man's face. He swooped down, his sharp beak aimed for those cold eyes. The man yelped in surprise and pain, swatting wildly at the air. Corvus wasn't alone. His caw was a Cygna, a call to arms. Within seconds, the sky darkened as his entire myrmidons of crows who trusted his judgment descended upon the man. They swarmed him, a chaotic vortex of black feathers and angry calls. They pecked and clawed, their collective rage, a force of nature. The man, terrified and overwhelmed, stumbled backward, tripping and falling. The commotion drew the attention of everyone in the park. Parents grabbed their children, and someone called the police. The man, covered in scratches and utterly defeated by a flock of birds, scrambled to his feet and fled to his car, speeding away just as sirens grew louder. Lili Wasafe scooped up into her mother's arms. Corvus and his flock retreated to the treetops. Their job done, from that day on, the crows became the unofficial guardians of the park. Corvus was their leader, his incredible memory their greatest weapon. News of the Crow Guards spread through the neighborhood. People started leaving better offerings for them. Unsalted nuts, fresh fruit, high-quality seeds. They looked at the crows, not with annoyance, but with respect and gratitude. They understood these intelligent birds were watching over them. Corvus continued his watch. He saw new faces arrive and old ones depart. He saw moments of love, sadness, and everyday life. But one face never returned. The man with the cold eyes. Corvus had made sure of that. He had seen a threat, and he had acted. He had used his unique ability not just to survive, but to protect. Months turned into a year. The park flourished under the watchful eyes of the crows. One day, a police officer, a woman whose face Corvus had logged from her daily patrols, approached the park with a photograph. It was a picture of the man with the cold eyes. She showed it to a few people, who shrugged. But then she looked up at the trees, as if she knew the real witnesses were there. Corvus flew down to a low branch. He looked at the photo, then at the officer. He let out a series of distinct, sharp caws, a pattern he had never used before. He then flew off, circling once over a specific street corner a block away before returning to his branch. The officer, a thoughtful expression on her face, seemed to understand. She spoke into her radio, directing her colleagues to the area Corvus had indicated the spot where the man always parked his car. Later that week, the man was apprehended. He was a known criminal, wanted in several states for crimes far worse than what he had planned in the park. A small detail, a partial license plate number spotted by a patrol car near that corner, was the final piece of the puzzle. A piece provided by a crow. Corvus never knew the full story. He didn't need to. All he knew was that a dangerous face was gone forever. His world, the small park, and the faces within it, was safe. He continued to watch from his high perch, the silent guardian, the keeper of faces. His memory was not a curse, but a shield. And in the heart of the bustling city, the legend Grutha, legend of the crow who never forgets and who protects his own. Corvus, the king of the concrete jungle, proved that even the smallest among us can be the greatest of heroes. And if you ever find yourself in that park, and you feel like you're being watched, look up. You might just see a pair of intelligent black eyes looking back, remembering you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible tales. See you next time.